One of the questions that we've been dealing with quite a lot over the last few months is a Facebook question about the difference between boosted posts and ads and people just not having a good understanding of how these different things fit together. So that's what I'm going to help with today, is to explain the difference between a Facebook profile and a Facebook page, and then what is a post, a boosted post, and a Facebook ad. So I'm going to share my screen. So the first thing I'm going to show you is your Facebook profile. Now, your Facebook profile is as an individual. This is mine, and it's important that you can then, that's your personal space on Facebook. A page is your business page. So for example, this is ours. This is where you have your business presence. And if you are your business presence, you would have a separate profile and a separate page. Facebook advertising happens from a page, not a profile. So and I've taken screenshots of these because I thought that scrolling through Facebook feeds for a video might potentially get me into a lot of trouble. So when you do a post on Facebook, so for an example, this is a post that we did in January. Now, your Facebook post goes out to the people who have followed your page. So if you are on your Facebook page, you'll see how many followers you have. Now, just because a post goes out to 2,000 followers doesn't mean that all of them see it. The problem with just publishing content is that generally anywhere between 2 and 7 or 8%, depending on which sort of which research you read, only 2 to 8% of the people who follow your page will actually see your posts. And that's a big problem, because if you're putting out really great content and nobody's seeing it, then you're not really getting a lot of traction. So if you are using Facebook just so that if somebody looks up your business and can see that you are real and you're not really worried about how people, you're not really interested about getting into new markets on Facebook, then just posting is fine. It's a credibility exercise. That's not a problem. If you want that content that you are posting to actually reach new audiences, you then need to boost that post. Now, with a boosted post, you say to Facebook, right, I want this post to go to a specific audience. So for example, let's say you're trying to reach women between the ages of 25 and 45 who might be single or whose status is engaged. You can specify an audience to Facebook that you want this content to now get put in front of. And what happens is that the post appears exactly like it did before, except it has the little sponsored wording underneath it. And it then appears in their Facebook feed. The difference with an ad, and this boosted post, you can say, right, I want to put 500 Rand behind it and I want to boost it for a week. And Facebook will then judge who it's going to put that post in front of to get the most out of your budget. With an ad, we run ad campaigns. So what happens is that you then say, for example, maybe you have an event or you have a special that you want to run, or you have a specific product or service that you need to get more business in a very specific time for lead generation. What you can then decide is, right, I want to say this to this group of people. This is who the group of people is, and I want to spend this much money on getting these ads out. And these type of ads can be a wide range of things. You can use a video, you can use a single image, you can use a carousel of different images. If you have your products on Facebook, you can actually run product ads to be able to show people the product, how much it costs, enabling them to buy really quickly. So these ad campaigns are far more complicated than just simply pushing a boosted post out, and it requires a little bit more planning to put the ad content together. It should have a very specific goal, and it should have a time frame. So your ads should be running for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, depending on what the goal is. So these ads then have a much more specific end goal in mind. They have a time frame and they have that specific budget. So you might only run 4 or 5 or 6 ad campaigns in a year, whereas you might boost posts twice a month, 3 times a month. So it's very different ways to approach it. I hope that gives you a little bit of help and insight into how these things work on Facebook. And if you have any challenges with your Facebook posts, if you need help with your content, if you need help with your advertising, we always really like to answer questions. You can pop your questions in on this video as a comment. You can email us, give us a shout, and we can try to help you with getting the best out of your Facebook advertising.